Well, hello everyone and welcome to another great episode here on the MIgardener channel. I am in shorts, I am in a t-shirt, so it is a very good day. And I thought this day would never come, but yeah, we're outside in the garden today and I'm going to be planting some strawberries. I'm going to show you all how to plant strawberries because there was a lot of questions asked on how to plant them when you get them from the provider. So they send them typically in like a paper bag or something that can kind of keep them slightly damp. They send them when they're already starting to sprout or just before sprouting phase. I have 3 varieties, so I have 3 other beds to plant out, but I'm going to take you along for just this one here. These are jewel variety. They are a June bearing variety, and they are just starting to sprout. So what you want to do is if they're not yet sprouting, you want to find the top of the crown. I'm going to bring you all in close to show you what I'm talking about. But there's a crown, and that is really important never to bury the crown, because if you bury the crown, you're going to have a ton of problems with crown rot, and that's going to yield pretty much no plant. If it barely survives, it's not going to have enough strength to fruit. So you want to make sure that you don't have the crown buried. That's the same way with lettuce and with quite a few things where you have a rhizome, you don't want to bury the crown. So I'm going to separate these out here. Now, a lot of times people say, trim the roots off. In my case, I never prune my roots. I don't know why people say to prune their roots. You know, it's counterproductive in my opinion to prune roots. The roots that they have are the roots that you want to be there to produce energy for these plants that are dormant and coming out of dormancy. If there's no roots or less roots, they can't take up nearly as much water, nearly as much nutrients. And so, yeah, no, I don't ever prune my roots when it comes to planting strawberries. So that's just my tip. If you want to follow it, do it. But if not, totally up to you. So coming in close, I'm going to show you the crown, the planting depth, the spacing, all that good stuff so that you can actually see what I'm doing. So here's a great example of a strawberry plant that you get. It is just barely starting to form its new shoots, but pretty much it's still a dormant rhizome here. And so the thing is you want to be able to find the crown. And the crown is just where the roots would be in the soil. So typically the roots don't grow where soil isn't. So you want to start the plant right there. And so basically when you plant it in the ground, you're going to have all these roots underground, and right there be where the soil stops, because any higher and you're going to start coming up on the crown of the strawberry and it's going to lead to crown rot. So let's get these planted here, and then we'll get to spacing as well. So when it comes to spacing, you're going to want to space about 1 shovel length, but of course that doesn't really tell you much because every shovel is different. So let's go with about every 11 to 12 inches you're going to want to space your strawberries. So I'm going to dig a hole here and a hole here, and that's going to be ample for them to spread out. And they're also going to produce runners, which if you go back to last fall, I did a video, and I'll post a link in the corner as I usually do, about using the runners to produce more of your strawberry crop. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't already. And basically you want to prepare the soil ahead of time here, but since we're just planting and it's just thawed out, the soil has just thawed out, I have not had a time to work it, so I'm doing it right now. But basically you want to prepare a hole that is about anywhere between 6 and 7 inches deep, so you have a nice loose consistency here. This is really good quality soil as far as I'm concerned, so it's not really going to have much issues. But if you have hard clay soil, you're going to want to add some sand, because strawberries like sandy soil, and they also don't really prefer soil that is any high in pH. They need around a pretty neutral pH to grow well. They are nitrogen hungry plants, so make sure you have amended your beds with some good material there, some compost, some manure, or your choice of an all-purpose fertilizer. And then you want to just press down the plant just a little bit around the base and make sure, again, you did not bury that crown. So now come in close and I'll show you what I mean by planting, how deep you want to plant and all that kind of stuff. All right, so we're just gonna dig down here, dig our hole, make sure it's nice and loose soil for the roots to go down in without a problem. And another thing that I was gonna say is you don't want to have the roots, you don't want to have the roots just go straight down. I'll show you what I mean. You don't want to have the roots just go straight down. You want to pretty much take your fingers and kind of splay the roots out a little bit, kind of make it kind of like a mop that just got smacked on the ground. So we need to fill in some more soil here. Because see, normally you'd need about a 6 or 7 inch deep hole to fit all these roots, but when you spread them out like this, it helps you to not have to dig a hole so deep. And then there's our crown. Make sure we pull that up so it's not below the soil line. And it looks pretty good. So we're just gonna press it in, and it's really as simple as that. Oop, there's a little worm there, but make sure you just press it in so water can go around the base of the plant here, and you're gonna be all set. All right, that's just about it here on the MIgardener channel. As always, this is the MIgardener reminding you to grow big or go home. And if you haven't already, go check out our other feeds. We have a whole host of feeds. And also you can check us out on the web at www.migardener.com. And I'll catch y'all later. See ya. Bye.